Hi, good morning and welcome to today's yoga class. It's after Christmas, so I'm hoping everyone's been able to sleep in a little bit this morning, maybe digest a little bit of that food, and get ready to have a nice, relaxing yoga class today. I'm going to try to take it a little bit easier than normal, maybe get some more twists in, something like that to help us kind of just rejuvenate ourselves and get ready for a nice weekend. So go ahead and find your way towards your yoga mats. And while I get towards mine, just a brief mention, if you don't mind subscribing to my channel, if this is your first time, or if you've been watching a few and decide that you like these yoga classes, just go ahead and hit that subscribe and also that like button. It helps me a lot. All right, once you get situated, go ahead and close down your eyes. We're going to start with some deep breathing. Take a big inhale in through the nose and let it out, let it go. We'll do that again. Deep inhale, take your time. Exhale, release. Next inhale, bring the hands up overhead. Touch the palms together. And then bring it down to the center of the forehead, right at the third eye. Exhale. Take a big inhale, feeling the air behind the thumbs as you breathe in. Release. Next inhale, stretch the arms up, get a big stretch. And exhale, bring the hands down to the throat chakra, just right towards the throat. You can just let them rest there. Big inhale, feeling the air in the back of the throat. Exhale, release. Next inhale, take the arms up, stretch. Feel that stretch. And exhale, bring it down to the heart chakra. We'll take a few breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Two more big breaths. You can breathe on your own, taking your time, trying to hug the heart with your lungs. Another deep breath. Take your time. And as you're taking your next breath, bring your arms up again, getting that big stretch. And then you're going to lean over to one side, dropping one hand down, leaning over with the other hand, reaching. Take a breath into the side of the body. Then inhale, bring it back to center. Touch the palms overhead and go the opposite direction. Big breath into the side of the body. Inhale it back up, stretching up. And this time, bring the hands down right at the solar plex. If you want to flip the hands, you can. Whichever you want to do. You can even do a fist bump. Take a big inhale. Reaching the air down towards the solar plex. Exhale it out. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale. Exhale, push the air out. Feel it go. And we're going to stretch it up again. Big inhale, reaching up. And this time we'll twist. So take right arm to left knee, left arm drops behind you. You're looking back behind. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Let's do another one of those. Big inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, bring it back to center, reaching up. Exhale, opposite direction. Again, 2 breaths on this side. Big inhale. And exhale. One more time, big breath. And release. And inhale yourself back up to center, stretching up. Exhale, you can just bring the hands towards your lap, right at your stomach. Big inhale into the stomach. Exhale, let it go. One more big inhale. Exhale, release. You're going to inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold over the legs. We'll take 2 breaths in the stretch. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more big breath. And release. And slowly inhale yourself back up. If you want to, you can switch the cross of the legs. Big inhale in. Exhale, let it go. Big inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, just bring the hands to the knees. And this time, as you breathe in, try to take the breath all the way to the bottom of the body. Big inhale. And exhale. Do another big inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Take 2 breaths. One more time, big breath. And release. This time as you inhale to bring yourself up, you also switch over to all fours so we can come into our cat and cow poses. So make sure the hands are directly under your shoulders, knees directly under hips, and you'll inhale to drop the stomach, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, arch the back, pulling the pelvis in, looking back towards your thighs. Inhale, drop the stomach, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, arch the back. You can do a few more on your own, trying to match breath and movement, maybe feeling out the spine as you go, taking your time. And slowly start to find your way to a neutral spine. And then we're going to extend the right hand out, pinky side down, left leg out and back. You can keep the toes on the ground if you're worried about balance, but try to lift it up if you can. Keep breathing. And then optional if you want to, as you exhale, you're going to bend your elbow and knee and bring them to the center for a crunch. Inhale to extend. Do that one more time. Exhale, elbow, knee to center. Inhale, extend. And then another option, you can bend the back knee, reach back with your hand, try to grab the foot. And then release. You can bring that hand down, bring that knee down. Walk the hands out in front of you and drop the chest down. Getting a puppy pose. Take a big inhale. Exhale, let it go. In puppy pose, you're stretching your shoulders and your back, arms reaching out, chest trying to sink down towards the mat. Take one more big breath. Then go ahead and roll back towards your ankles for child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, body sinks down. Deep breaths down the back. Feel your stomach and lower back expanding. Push the air out. One more like that, big breath. And release. And next, inhale, come back up onto all fours. Hands directly under your shoulders, knees under hips again. We'll just do a couple cat-cows, dropping the stomach and lifting the chest as you inhale. Exhaling to arch the back. Do that again. Inhale, drop the stomach and lift the chest, look up. And then come back to a neutral spine. This time you're going to take your left arm out, pinky side down, and right leg out and back. And again, you can keep those toes on the ground if you're worried about stability, but try to raise it up if you can. And you can pause here, or option, you can bend the elbow and knee to center as you exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. And then again, optional, you can bend the back knee and reach back with your hand. Try to grab the foot. And then release, stretch it out. Hand comes down and knee comes down. And this time, walk the right hand out in front of you, reaching it out. And then you're going to drop onto your left shoulder and thread your left hand underneath. So the left hand is coming underneath the body, and I'm dropping my left shoulder all the way down to the mat. Getting a nice twist. And then just keep breathing. Take a few breaths here, feeling the stretch, feeling the twist. Couple more big breaths. And then on your next inhale, you're going to slowly push yourself up so you can bring your right hand in a little bit and come back up to all fours. And we're going to do the other side. So walk that left hand out, stretching it out in front of you, and then slowly start to drop down to your right shoulder, threading the right hand underneath your left arm, reaching out. And then breathing. Still taking deep breaths into the body as you try to relax into the twist. Few more breaths. Take one more big inhale and exhale. And then as you start to inhale, bring that left arm in and start to push yourself up to all fours. We'll walk both hands out once again and drop down into that puppy pose, returning to this stretch. Stretching the shoulders, lengthening the back. Chest is reaching for the mat. Keep breathing, deep breaths. Take about 2 more breaths in this posture. Then inhale again, and as you exhale, start to lower down into that child's pose. Again, big toes together, knees wide, so your body has room to sink down. Hips are reaching back for your heels. If they don't quite make it, maybe you're a little tense, that's okay. Just find where you feel the stretch or the relaxation, depending on how flexible you're feeling today. No pressure on the body, let it relax, and feel the breath all the way down to the lower back. Deep breaths. Take about 2 more, feeling the lower back and stomach expand. And on the next inhale, you're going to plant the hands firmly into the mat, lifting the forearms off the ground, fingers spread wide. And then slowly start to walk the hands to one side. We're getting a side body stretch, staying low in our child's pose. Breathe into the side. We'll take a couple breaths. And next inhale, slowly draw yourself back to center. And then go the other way. Just finding where you get that stretch on the side of the body. Take a big inhale. Release. One more time, one more big breath. And let it go. And you'll inhale your hands back to center. Relax down, take one more big breath. And on the next inhale, we're going to hinge forward into our plank pose. And on plank, you can stay on your knees if you want to, or come up fully into a plank, straight arm plank. And check in on the posture. Your middle finger should be pointed towards the front of the mat, and when you bend your elbows, they should stay close to the rib cage. And then once you've got this posture down, go ahead and push the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Hips going up and back. You're pushing back through the hips. Chest reaching for the thighs, neck loose, looking back towards your knees and thighs. And be gentle on the hamstrings. You can walk the dog gently if you want to, bending one knee and then the other, pedaling the feet. That's optional though. Just be careful. It's always okay to bend the knees in down dog if you are very tight. If you are very flexible, just be careful not to overextend your joints. Keep breathing. Again, make sure your neck is loose, looking back. Take another big inhale, exhale breath. And on the next inhale, you'll slowly start to bend the knees as you exhale, look forward, and then hop or step to the front of the mat for forward fold. In forward fold, you want the knees slightly bent so that the stomach connects to the thighs. Again, head is loose here. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, takes it back down. Inhale, reach it up. Reach up high, big stretch, then palms together and down to heart center. So we practice our mountain pose. Mountain is a very active pose, pressing firmly down into all four corners of the feet, lifting up through the thighs, the stomach sucking in, the chest lifting, shoulders roll down and back. Big inhale into the heart. Exhale, let it go. Crown of the head, reaching for the ceiling. Big inhale. Exhale, press down into the earth. One more time, big breath. Release. And next inhale, hands come back up, getting a big stretch. Exhale, fold. Pausing in a forward fold, take a breath. Take one more big breath in, forward fold. Then on the next inhale, come up halfway. Exhale it back down. Inhale, reach it up, get a big stretch. Exhale, fold all the way back down, plant the hands, step it back into plank. And then lower all the way down to the mat. Once you're there, we're just going to work the back muscles a little bit. So keep the hands near the rib cage, maybe lifting the palms up off the mat as you inhale to lift the chest. Exhale it down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lifting just the chest. Exhale it down. Plant the hands this time. You can use it as a little bit of leverage, gently going into a deeper back bend. Exhale it down. Inhale up a little bit higher if it feels okay. Exhale it down. And this time as you inhale to push up, push all the way back into a child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide. Body sinking down. And continue the deep breaths. Big inhale all the way down the back. And releasing it out. And take a couple more on your own, feeling the air in your body. One more time, one more big breath. And the next inhale, start to plant the hands into the mat once again. And you'll inhale and hinge forward into your plank pose. Pausing here. And then once you've got the posture set, you'll lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog once again. And just like before, you can pedal the feet. Still working out those hamstrings. Mine are always really tight, so I have to be gentle. And keep breathing. You can make sure the neck is loose. You don't want to try to be looking up. You want it looking back towards your knees and thighs. Chest still reaching as best as it can towards the thighs. Trying to feel that lift up through the back. Fingers spread wide, pressing firmly into the mat. Couple more breaths. I'm going to take another big inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to bend the knees. Look forward, hopper step to the front of the mat. And you'll inhale for a half lift once you get there. Exhale it down. Inhale, lift it up. Reach up, finding that mountain pose again as you first stretch. And bring the hands down to heart center. Feel the earth below your feet, pressing firmly down as you lift up the entire body with your inhale breath. Exhale, pressing down. Continue breathing. Big intentional breaths on your own. As you try to focus on the here and now. Choosing thoughts of joy and thankfulness for the present time that you're giving for yourself right now. Couple more breaths. Still remaining active in your mountain pose, still reaching for the heavens while planting firmly in the earth. And next inhale, take the arms up. Take the feet out to about hips width distance. We're going to drop one hand down, pushing the hips out to the side while the opposite hand reaches for the corner of the room. Getting a big side stretch, body coming into a crescent shape. Breathing into the side of the body. We'll take a few breaths here. Big inhales and exhales. Feeling that stretch. Always remembering to be gentle on the stretch. If you need to pull in a little bit, the stretch is too intense. Pay attention to your body. One more big breath. And next inhale, you'll come back to center. Just touch the palms overhead before going the opposite way. Hips pressing out. Top arm reaching for the corner of the room. Big inhale into the side. Keep breathing. A couple more breaths. Next inhale, bring you back up to center, reaching up tall. Exhale, fold, feet still kind of wide. Still bending the knees a little bit so the stomach is connected to the thighs. Bend the knees as much as you need to. If you're really flexible, maybe you don't have a bend. Just make sure you have that stomach to thigh connection. You can reach behind your legs to help deepen your fold if you want to, or maybe grab opposite elbows, whatever feels good. If inversion ever becomes too much, you can always come up halfway to equalize the blood pressure before coming back down. One more big breath in your forward fold. Next inhale, you'll come up halfway. Exhale it back down. And inhale, reach it up. Get a big stretch. And bring the palms to heart center for just one big inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale the arms back up. Feet are still kind of wide at hips width distance. Arms now falling to a T, and we're just going to twist the entire body to the side. Big twist. Take a big breath. And inhale to center, arms staying wide. And then next inhale, twist again. Exhaling it out to get a deeper twist. Big inhale, and exhale. Inhale again to center. And then reach up, get that stretch. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to plant one arm down and reach up with the opposite arm, getting another different kind of twist. And then bring that hand down, switch it out, get the other hand up. Keep breathing. And bring that hand down. Inhale it up for a half lift. Exhale, lowers it back down. And inhale, reach it up. Get a big stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. Inhale into the heart. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and step it into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale for an upward facing dog. And then exhale it back, downward facing. Take a breath. Take two more big breaths in down dog. And here in just a moment, we're going to come into warrior one. We're going to start with our right side. So what you're going to want to do on the left side actually is step it in just a smidge, pivoting the foot so that the heel can come down to the ground. And then the back foot is going to step up. You want to keep it a short stance, but very wide, so maybe at the very corners of the mat. And then you'll inhale the body up. So in case that didn't make sense, I have a very short stance. Wide feet are at the opposite ends of the mat. This one's at a slight angle. You might have a slight bend in the knee, that's okay. Hips are squared forward. If you can deepen the stance, if it feels okay, but some of us might want to keep it kind of short, depending on how your hips are shaped. Inhale the arms up in warrior one. Big inhale, stretching it up. Exhale, grounding down. One more big inhale. And exhale. And then you're going to straighten the front knee, maybe shorten the stance a little bit if you want to before we come into pyramid pose. Bring the hands behind you. You can just stretch them back, or if you can, clasp your hands. That's optional. And the next exhale, you're going to hinge forward just to where you feel a stretch. If it starts to hurt, be gentle. My legs are really tight today, so this is as far as I want to go. You might go really deep, that's fine. Just pay attention to your body. You want to be careful. Keep breathing. And then you're going to release your hands if you grab them. And everybody inhale, stretch yourself back up, bending that front knee, returning to warrior one. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold it down. Just step the back foot up to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach it up, get a big stretch. Palms together, down to heart center, and then you're just going to bend the knees, keep the chest lifted as we have a seat in chair. You want to keep the tailbone tucked a little bit. We'll just take a couple breaths. One more big inhale and chair. And then next inhale, you're going to reach it up, pop the hips forward, lift the chest, get a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step it into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog, and then exhale it back, downward facing, taking a few breaths right here. And while you're here breathing, check in on the posture. Fingers still spread wide. Chest reaching for your thighs, big lift up and back, maybe a little bend in the knees, that's fine. Neck is loose. All right, now we're going to do the left side. So first start with your right foot, bringing it in just a little bit, pivoting it so that the heel can hit the floor. And then you're going to step the left foot all the way up to the side for a shallow stance. Once you have that set, inhale the lift up, warrior one. And again, checking in, making sure this heel is at a slight angle, heel planted on the floor, maybe a slight bend if you need it. Front knee is bent. You can adjust the stance, making sure the hips stay squared to the front. Inhaling, arms up. We'll take a couple breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Do that again. Big inhale, lifting up. And release. Then you're going to start to straighten the front knee and take the hands behind you. Again, clasping if you can. If not, that's okay. Just keep reaching. You can even shorten the stance a little bit before we come down in pyramid. That's optional. Coming forward, finding your stretch. Keep breathing. Remember to be gentle on the stretch. Overstretching actually hurts your body, so be careful. You want to be gentle with your stretches. And slowly start to inhale it up, bending that knee, releasing the hands, reaching up. Take another big inhale, and as you exhale, bring the hands down. Back foot steps up to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, takes it back down. Inhale, reaches it up. Get a big stretch. Palms together, down to heart center. Start to bend the knees, have a seat in your chair. Hold this one just for a smidge longer. Keep breathing. You can have the feet out kind of wide if you want to, or close together. Depends on your body and what feels right. Just keep breathing. On your next exhale, hinge forward just a little bit, and then you'll twist to one side, hooking an elbow on the knee, or maybe expanding the arms, getting a twist. Take a breath. And bring it back through center, and you go the other way. Again, expanding the arms if you want to, or just hooking the elbow to your knee. And bring it back through center. You can just drop the hands down, pop the hips up, forward fold. Check in on the neck, make sure it's loose. The next inhale, you'll come up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach it up. Get a big stretch, palms together, down to heart center. Big inhale into the heart. Finding your mountain. One more time, big inhale. Release. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it into plank. And this time we're lowering all the way down to the mat once again. And once you're there, you're going to take your arms out to a T. And take your right ear to the mat. You're going to roll over the right shoulder. So you use your left hand to push you up onto your side. So my right arm is still extended. My left arm pushed me up onto the side. I'm relaxing onto my arm. You might want a good deep stretch, or you might want a shallow stretch. So find where it feels good. If you're right here, that's great. If you're up here, maybe taking the arm back behind you, just find where it feels right for you. And your legs, you might bend them a little bit. Find a good spot for them. And keep breathing. Just relaxing into the pose, deep breaths. Take about 2 more breaths. And you're slowly going to start to roll to center, taking the left ear to the mat this time, and using the right arm to push you up onto your side. Again, finding where it feels good on this side. It might be different from the other side, and that's okay. Just keep breathing. Couple more breaths. And slowly start to roll to center. Then we're going to push it back into a child's pose. Again, big toes together, knees wide. Let the body sink down. We'll take a few breaths. Big inhale all the way down the back. And release it out. Take a few more of those deep, intentional breaths. And the next inhale, slowly bring the body up, taking your time, coming to the tops of your knees. Go slow so you don't get dizzy. Once you're up tall, you're going to brace the lower back with your hands. We're going to push hips forward, coming into a modified camel. We'll just do one of these. Pushing hips forward, lifting the chest, looking back. Keep breathing. Finding where the back bend feels good for you. And then we're going to come back forward, finding rabbit. Crown of the head reaching for the ground. And then the hands reaching back for the feet, the ankles or the heels, and lifting the hips. Keep breathing. And if you're in rabbit, slowly lower down to child's pose. Take a few more breaths. And next inhale, start to press down into the mat. Forearms off the ground, you can exhale. And then next inhale has you hinging forward into your plank. Just briefly before pushing it up and back into a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths, big inhales. And release. Check in on your down dog. There's a lot of elements to this posture. Fingers spread wide, pressing firmly into the mat. Lifting up through the body, out the back, up and high. Chest reaching for the thighs, neck loose. Couple more breaths. And next inhale, take the right leg up and back. If you want to bend the knee to open up the hip, you can. And then you're going to bring that knee in towards your right wrist. So right knee, right wrist, you're coming in for pigeon. You're going to drop it down. The leg is at a slight angle. Hips are squared towards the front as the back leg stretches back. And you can stay up tall, or if you want to sink down to your forearms or lay down, whatever feels okay. Once you get into the posture, I'm going to time this for about a minute. So just try to relax, breathing into the stretch, deep breaths. Anywhere you may feel tension, take the breath there and release it out with your exhale. Staying intentional and relaxing. All right, slowly start to come up, bringing the leg behind you and finding your way into a downward facing dog gradually. You can move your leg around a little bit, getting the blood flow back. Just keep breathing. Couple more breaths. And the next inhale, left leg comes up and back to three-legged. If you want to bend that knee to open up the hip, you can. And then exhale that knee towards the left wrist, whatever side we're on. Left knee, left wrist, leg at a bit of an angle, hips squared to the front as the back leg stretches behind you. And again, you can stay up a little bit taller, come down to the forearms, or lay down if you want to. Just finding where it feels good. And I'll be here for another minute. Just keep breathing. Big breaths. All right, slowly start to come back up. Taking your left leg back behind you and gradually coming into a downward facing dog. Hips reaching up and back. And moving the leg around as you need to wake it back up. Taking a few breaths here. Keep breathing. One more big inhale, exhale breath. Then on the next inhale, start to bend the knees. Look forward as you exhale and step or hop to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach up. Big stretch. And then palms together down to heart center. Finding your mountain. We're going to do a little bit of balancing. So start to press down into the left side. Pop the right knee up, and when you're ready, inhale for knee raise. And then you're going to pivot it out to the side and come into the tree. In tree, you can decide where you want it. Maybe you're just going to kickstand it today, or maybe it's up kind of high, wherever you want it, and then hands can stay raised or down to heart center. whatever you prefer. And then just breathe. We'll take a few more breaths in our tree. And if you fall out, that's okay. Just find your way back. Being grateful for the challenge. Then you can start to slowly bring that knee back to center. Kick it out in front of you, take the arms up, and then just set it down, getting a big stretch, and then exhale, forward fold. Take a breath in the fold. Then inhale it up halfway. Exhale it back down. Inhale, reach it up. Get another big stretch. Palms together down to heart center. Take another grounding breath. Start to press down into the right side. Left knee pops up. And then when you're ready, find a way into a knee raise. Taking the arms and knee up. Pause here briefly before swiveling it out to the side. And coming into tree. And again, this side might be different. Maybe you're kickstanding this side. Maybe it's up higher. Hands wherever you want them. Just breathe. Find your pose. Seek your balance. Challenging the strength. And focus. A few more breaths. And slowly start to bring that knee to center. And kick it out in front of you. Take the arms up. Place the foot down and get a big stretch. And then exhale, fold. Pause in your fold. Take a breath. And then you're going to inhale to come up halfway. Exhale it back down. Inhale, reach it up. Get a big stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. And take the feet out to the corners of the mat. You're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat down. Coming into Malasana. Get as low as you can. And then once you've gotten as low as you can, drop one hand down and reach up with the other, coming back to this twist. Then you bring this hand back to center. Twist the other way. Arm going up. And bring this hand down. Pop the hips up. Stay low in the fold. We're going to pause here for several breaths. Big inhales. And exhales. And if it ever becomes too much, remember you can always come back to that half lift if there's a lot of blood flow to the head. Just keep breathing. A few more breaths in this fold. And then you have the option, you can stay right here or walk the hands over to one side, grabbing the foot. Take another breath. And bring it to center. Go the other way. Take another breath. And bring it back to your center. Inhale for that half lift. Exhale it back down. Inhale, reach it up. Get a big stretch. Bring those feet together, palms together, down to heart center. Big inhale. And exhale. Then take another inhale. This time as you exhale, we're going to come down to toe stand. So start to bend the knees and sink down to your toes. If you pause right here, if this is as low as you can go, that's fine. It's nice and challenging. But if you can, try to sink down all the way to the heels. Hips stack over heels, shoulders over hips. Take a breath. Maybe take one more big breath, seeking your stability. And then go ahead and have a seat. Coming all the way down to the mat and bringing the soles of the feet together for butterfly. Take a big inhale to straighten the back. Exhale, fold. Getting a nice stretch. Keep breathing. Maybe massage the toes or the feet. A few more breaths. And next, inhale, slowly raise yourself up. Bring the knees together and push the feet out in front of you. You might need to adjust so that you're on the top of your sits bones, and then you'll inhale to take the arms up. Exhale to fold, maybe bend the knees a little bit. Still try to be gentle on this stretch. And breathe. If you're super flexible, you might try to bring your forehead to your knees. But be careful. Just finding where the stretch feels good. And breathe into that stretch, big breaths. And then next inhale, slowly come back up. You can bring one knee in, and then you're going to cross that foot over the, so I have my left foot, my left foot pulled in. I'm going to cross my left foot over my right knee. And I'm going to inhale my arms up, and I'm going to twist towards the left. So my right elbow is coming down on the left knee, my right arm, hold on. I don't know my left from my right. My right arm is coming up, hooking on my left knee, and my left arm is reaching back behind me, and I'm looking over my shoulder. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can always twist the opposite direction. It doesn't really matter as long as you're getting a twist that feels good on your spine. Take another big breath in the twist wherever you're at. Release. You'll inhale yourself back to center. Go ahead and let the leg fall back out. We're going to fold just briefly as we exhale. Again, bending the knees if I need to. If you need to, keep breathing. Then slowly inhale your way back up. This time you'll bend the opposite knee in and cross that foot over the leg. Inhale yourself up and find your twist. I'm going to take my left arm to the right knee, right arm falling back behind me, twisting my body. Keep breathing, big inhale. Release. One more big breath. Let it go. Now inhale yourself back up to center, letting this leg fall out as you stretch up. And then exhale, fold. Inhale yourself back up and bend the knees in towards the chest. Planting the feet on the ground. We're going to come into a very brief boat. Now you might leave your feet planted and just lean back with your hands, or maybe have the hands planted and just have the feet up. Whatever feels okay on the back. If it feels all right, have both feet and hands up. And then we're going to extend out into low boat, wherever you're at, and lower all the way down. Give you a big stretch on the ground. And start to bend the knees in towards the chest. Bringing them in, hugging them in tight. You might take another big inhale, and as you exhale, bring forehead to knees. And then relax it back down. You can stay still like this, and maybe rock side to side if that feels okay on the back. Keep breathing. And then slowly start to release the legs, coming into waterfall. Feet are flexed, energy flowing through the legs, out the feet. And take a couple breaths, big inhales and exhales. And you can slowly start to bend the knees and grab the outside edges of the feet, coming into happy baby. In happy baby, you might want to rock side to side if that feels good on the spine, massaging it. Or you can stay still, whatever feels right. Just find where the stretch is good. And keep breathing, relaxing. And slowly, if you're rocking, come back to stillness. Extend the feet back up into the air, feet flexed. Take a breath, big inhale. And exhale. Then you can slowly start to bend the knees in towards the chest. Then take the arms out to a T. We'll drop the knees over to one side and look over the opposite shoulder, getting a big spinal twist. And you can adjust however you need to make the twist gentle, maybe rolling up off the shoulder so that's a gentler twist, or extending the top leg out if you need a little bit more. Just keep breathing wherever you're at. Big inhales and exhales. A few more big breaths. Enjoying the twist. You're slowly going to start to bring the knees back to center. Let the spine settle into the mat. Take a breath. And then the knees are going to fall over to the opposite side. Adjusting as you need to for the twist on this side. We typically have our bodies being a little bit different on each side, so please respect that, finding where it feels good. Getting a nice twist and relaxing. Deep breaths. Especially if you're feeling any tension, take the breath to that tension and try to let it go. Big breaths, relaxing. And slowly start to bring those knees back to center. Take your time. And let the spine settle back into the mat again. And move your knees around. Maybe getting any more tension out of the back if you can. Releasing the lower back, the spine. Keep breathing. Maybe hug them in one more time, drawing them in close to the chest. And then release them up for waterfall, flexing those feet, a lot of energy flowing through the legs. And then if it's okay, we're going to lower down slowly to Shavasana like this, keeping the legs straight and lowering them down. If this does not feel good on the back, then just bend the knees back into the chest and release them out one at a time, or however you need to get down into Shavasana. But if you're going this way, just go slow, feeling the energy out through the legs, staying strong, coming down, as slow and as patient as you can. And once you get there, relax everything. Maybe take another big inhale and exhale breath. Trying to relieve the body, close the eyes, staying relaxed. You might start to check in on the various parts of the body. The forehead is relaxed, jaw is unclenched, shoulders are relaxed down and back into the mat. And check in on the limbs. Both arms are heavy, you feel them weighted down. Legs are heavy. Your spine is against the mat. You might allow your breathing to start to become more shallow as you start to let the mind go, choosing to focus on the present, choosing to focus on joy and thankfulness. Releasing any negative thoughts, you can acknowledge them as they come in, but let them pass. Choosing yourself in this moment. We'll be here for about 3 more minutes. I'll call you back once it's time. And slowly start to deepen your inhale breaths, starting to bring awareness back in. Maybe bring small movements to fingers and toes, gradually waking them up until you're ready for that full body stretch. And as you relax back down into the mat, slowly start to pull the knees in towards the chest and roll over to one side in the fetal position, pausing there. And you'll slowly come up to a seated position, shutting down the eyes once you've found your spot. And take a big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, release. And do that again. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. The next inhale, you're going to take your time breathing in, and we're going to hold at the top for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push out all the air, and you're going to hold at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, take your time, go slow, hold at the top, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push it out, hold at the bottom, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale. Next, inhale, bring the arms up, touch the palms overhead, and then down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Namaste. All right, again, thank you all for showing up for yourself today. I hope that it was a helpful yoga session. I would love to hear from you all if you will leave a comment for me. Also hit the like button if you liked it, and subscribe. That would help me out a lot. I do hope to be doing some workout yoga regularly in the new year. I might even try next week to start us off strong. So be on the lookout for that. The notification bell will help a lot in notifying you when the next live is. All right. Until then, I will see you all next week.